Say hi, Mom.
Good morning. Happy Saturday.
Oh, yeah, it's Saturday, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Before Easter.
Oh, it's tomorrow Easter?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That came fast.
Yeah.
Remember when Easter wasn't in March?
Yes.
It seems kind of ridiculous that it's in March.
This is because of the moon.
Yeah.
It's the first Sunday after the moon. Full moon.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was a kid, it used to be a lot later into April. I was thinking that it used to be in May. But yeah. It didn't used to be like, it feels like now that's like the week after St. Patrick's Day. When I was a kid growing up, it was like there was a little bit of time between those two holidays. And I know because my family really observed St. Patrick's Day. It was like a regular holiday around my house. So yeah, and then there was a little bit of time, and then you had Easter. But the thing is, like, they want there to be an atmosphere where you don't trust reality, and it's kind of getting there, especially with the Mandela effect stuff. It's just like I don't even care anymore. It's all so silly. Like, I'll check in on new ones. Well, I do care, of course I care, but I mean, it's just, they get more and more out of control. South America used to be under North America, hence the name. And when I was in school, grade school, I had a project where we had to do an art project of the continents, and my section was North and South America is what I did for whatever reason. And I used different colors for different states and this whole thing. I remember making that drawing, and when we moved out of my mom's house, Mia, remember when we found all that paperwork, all that stuff about me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've talked about that. I gotta talk about that someday. But yeah, I found that drawing. I remember showing it to you, like, look at this is me, 4th grade. And I wish I kept it. Well, then again, if I kept it, the way Mandela works is the picture would be changed. But South America used to be solidly under North America. It was right there. Like I said, that's why it's called that. Now it's like east of New York City. It almost lines up with Boston. New Zealand has moved. Australia has moved. They used to call it the land down under.
Yeah.
Now it's like the land on the side. You know what I mean? Pretty much. I was also looking at something today. It was a petition. Well, the artist wanted to not start a petition, but there's some kind of thing going on for. He was a comic book writer, Rick Veitch, and he wanted DC Comics to reprint an issue of Swamp Thing that at the time they wouldn't print because it had depictions of Jesus Christ. Jesus met Swamp Thing. And he puts him over. Like, Swamp Thing says all good stuff about him. Like, he's more aware than the other humans, and he has like an interaction with them. And at the time, this is like, what, 87, 88? DC Comics kind of made a big deal about it. Subsequently, I guess that's how he lost his job because of it, which is kind of weird. But ultimately, they never printed a story to not offend Christians. And reading that, I'm like, Christians get offended by everything. You know, what people should be more focused on is, does it offend Jesus? And the answer to that is no. He doesn't give a fuck about that shit. You know, and I made this post here that kind of sums it all up. Yeah, you don't want to consult other Christians because they get off on telling you you're going to hell. They love that shit. I would just say get to know Jesus, get to know God. He's right there. He wants to know you. He's there all the time. You can talk to him. Let's go across here because that way we don't have to, you know. I like to give people room. I'm courteous, unlike others. Oh, we'll go up the beach. We'll go straight up this road here. Yeah, he's not offended by that shit. He doesn't care about that stuff. It doesn't matter to him. If you think that stuff matters to him, then you don't have a really good idea of His power and His grace. You think a band or a comic book is going to offend the Lord? No, He doesn't care about that stuff. Light bomb? Right? Alright, you have to sleep. I know she just woke up. I woke up a lot earlier though because Nia had her alarm set to, it's a setting on her phone I guess that's called all night long. Because it kept going off all night. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I was trying to sleep through it and I just put the fucking covers over my ears. And then finally at 4 o'clock I'm like, oh well. And I fucking got up and, you know, turned it off. She slept through it though. She slept right through it.
Yeah.
Didn't bother her at all.
It doesn't stop till you push stop.
I know. And finally I pushed stop. Just had enough of the madness. Yeah, people's idea of God is weird. Like, there's a fear there, and I think the fear is created by religion itself a lot of times. I know when I was a kid going to church, it was kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Big cold building with depictions of the crucifixion and all that terrible stuff. You don't show that stuff to kids. You show that to them if you want to fucking scare them. And it did. It scared me. You know, it kept me away from it for a long time. No, that and a lot of other things. When I was a real young kid, I was really into God and Jesus. And on Christmas Eve, my parents didn't go to church, so I'd have a sermon in my head. I'd have this fake church appearance, and I would have all the people there, but my grandmother there, and all these people that were supposed to be there. And I'd replay it in my head.
That was not right.
That was a combination of things.
Very important, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a big part of it.
It is a part.
Because that's where he laid it down, you know.
For us, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the early teachings, they just focus on sin and hell too much.
Well, because there's an ulterior motive with the people that are teaching this to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want you to have a relationship with God. They want you to have a relationship with them.
Yeah.
They want you to have a relationship with
Depend
them.
on them.
It's all about control. That's all it is. You know, you want to know about your divinity, well, let us tell you about it. You can't possibly access this information yourself. You can't possibly just start talking to God. You can't do that, right? It's like, no, He's fucking waiting for you to talk to Him. He'd be psyched. He wants to hear from you. You know what I mean? He's sitting there all day, like, thinking, why won't He acknowledge me? He's like Roman Reigns. Except like way more over. Right. Jesus is way more over than Roman Reigns.
I love you.
How you doing? People are funny, like, what the fuck are you peeping at? They get excited when they see people. People driving by, they'll fucking pull over. What are you looking at? I don't know, what are you looking at? Why are you looking at me? I don't know, why are you looking at me? Why are you chasing me? Why are you running? Why are you chasing me? Why are you running? You know, get into that thing with people. And the Saturday morning, you know, the Saturday morning, like it is now, sometimes you get the people that are still on their Friday night. Especially up here, you get that. That guy's over there still on his Friday night. He dressed like it's the 4th of July. Back when I used to party, like, really hard, whenever I had to, like, when I would party all night and then go home in the morning or start to make our way home, it was always so embarrassing because we'd look at all these people going to work, like, all cleaned up, responsible, and you're like trying to slink back to wherever you came from. Still flying from the night before, and the sun just makes you feel sick. So I'm glad I'm out of that whole thing. There was like, I can't, like, the reason I think you do that is because you're empty. There's an emptiness there. It's something you're trying to fill. You know what I mean? It's always there. There's that hole in you, and that hole is God. You know, for everyone. You know, That's why people they accomplish what they want, they get money, they get fame, whatever it is, and they're still unhappy. You see, they destroy their lives with drugs or, you know, other things, and they think money or fame or whatever will give them happiness, and then when they get there and they don't have it, they really freak out. Like, wait a minute, this is supposed to fix everything.
Or it might seem like it temporarily.
Yeah. But it never lasts. You know, you have to connect to God. You have to connect to divinity. You have to realize why you're here and what the whole point of this place is, or what it was. You know, or possibly could be. It's what it exactly is doesn't really matter. What matters is your relationship with the Lord and creating one. You know, and then letting Him, kind of turning it over to Him. You know.
Yeah. You summed up
He'll give you prompts. Like last night, me and Nia were walking. We're walking over by coming home from lunch, and I was real anxious because I had just kind of gotten out of bed and threw myself outside, and it was packed, people everywhere. And I'm saying to Nia, I'm like, I'm really stressed out. And then this little kid just stops. A little kid and says, "Hi, hi." Yeah, that was God. Yeah, he saw us and came over to us and smiled and waved. Yeah, he was that's God.
It just kind of made you go, oh.
Relax. Made me relax. He was like, all right, cool. Yeah.
What a cutie.
I know. It's stuff like that. Like, that's how he talks to you. When I say talk to God, have a relationship with God, you can talk to him like a regular guy. You just talk to him.
Yeah, you're supposed to. Personal relationship.
Yeah, just talk to him. Then he's going to answer you, but it's going to be, you're not going to hear a voice in your head. Or at least I don't. It's going to be in signs, in images. Sometimes I get images in my head of things. Yeah, he's going to get back to you. Sometimes he makes you wait on stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you realize why he made you wait.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
We're only human brains.
Right, we don't have his consciousness. Like, it's hard to understand that kind of consciousness, which is also the consciousness we have. We're just split up in all these little bodies, so we only have a sliver of it, you know? But, I know what the big problem with the Swamp Thing issue is. They were referring to Jesus as a white magician. That caused a problem. And, like, he was, though. You know what I mean? That's exactly what he was. But at the time, people's understanding of that stuff was very low. You know, it still is now. I mean, esoteric knowledge and stuff like that, the stuff we talk about here. That's what the miracles were. That's what, I mean, you know, that's what you are. You can do all that shit. You know, you could, when he talks about God moving mountains in the Bible, he means he just take God out and put yourself in there in Jesus' words. Yeah. You have that same ability as Jesus. You're the same family. I always say, the spiritual totem pole, right? You got God at the top, right? And the very second rung is you. Under that, you have the angels and Satan and all those other people. They're below you. They're below you. And a lot of reason is that's why they're jealous, you know, and they get upset with people, and you know, because they want to be you.
That's why you gotta call Father.
That's why this whole trap was concocted here, you know. A school that became a farm. But we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. It's fine.
I'm gonna go this way.
I'm gonna go back this way. I love you. I'll see you later, Bob.
Yes, text me when you get home.
All right, have a good day. Oh yeah. Yeah, Jesus is a lot more chill. God's a lot more chill than people give him credit for. Just talk to him. He's sitting there. He's waiting for you. He's bummed out that you haven't talked to him. He'll be so happy that you got back in touch with him. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to fucking don't listen to fucking churchians and stuff. You don't have to go there and confess this and do that and flagellate yourself and make yourself feel like shit. And that's all lower vibrational bullshit they're going to wrap you up in, you know, because they want control over you. You know, they want to present God to you their way. You can do all this stuff at home. You can do all your worship at home, you know. I like to visit churches because of the cool architecture, you know, and look at it, and it's kind of cool, but it doesn't have a lot to do with the divine. You think the divine needs a big fucking drafty building with pipe organs to fucking have a relationship with you? No, that's an idea concocted in the minds of men, mortals, you know, mortals that probably don't have divinity, you know, and are using this whole thing for grip just to be able to. You going? Okay, he doesn't want to go. Every time I'm nice to people, they fuck me over. Like, I'm not gonna fucking complain. I'm not gonna. I did a whole video the other day where I'm just fucking bitching about about Taurus. It's like, what are you putting out there? You know what I mean? Do something more positive. So, here's positive. God loves you. He misses you, and he wants to hear from you. So give him a call. Give him a metaphysical call. We're glad you did. You know. Until next time, don't blame the teacher. Blame the school. Scary, scary.